Hey, this is Daniel Peterson. I'm coming to you from my office today. We've got to talk about some important changes to the Internal Revenue Service's Form 1099. They have literally changed the form so that your non-employee compensation is going to be going on a completely different form this year. So hang on, pay attention, and get ready for the ride. All right, the 1099 forms have changed, so let's get into that. Take a look at the actual form from last year. You'll see in box 1, it's going to start with rents. Box 3 is other income, and box 7 is non-employee compensation. That's the old form. Let's take a look at the new form. Here it is, Form 1099 NEC. Box 1 is going to be our non-employee compensation. That is the only thing that's going to be reported on this form this year. The 1099 miscellaneous, if you're paying someone rent and owe them a 1099, you're going to have to use the 1099 miscellaneous form. It'll show up in box 1. If you have other payments to attorneys or other income, they'll go on those other forms. But this is a big change for this year, brand new form, and even softwares have not been updated fully. So you've got to pay attention to your system and make sure it's going to handle the 1099 NEC form properly. So why do we need the 1099 NEC? If you pay anybody more than $600 over the course of the year, that's a cumulative $600, you need to issue a 1099 to that individual, partnership, LLC, and it depends on what kind of organization it is. Well, how in the world do you know what kind of organization it is? You've got to ask the people that you are paying for a W-9. A W-9 is a form that basically gives you the information about how the organization is represented on the tax return that they file. If it's a sole proprietor, you're going to have the actual name of the individual in box 1. You're going to have their business name in box 2, and they will check the box that it's an individual sole proprietor or single member LLC. They'll provide their address, their social security number, or their federal ID number, and they'll sign the form. You need that in your records so that if you ever get challenged by the IRS as to whether you issued 1099s or not, you have representation from the person you're paying that they did or did not qualify to receive a 1099. Okay, so that's sole proprietor, individual, single member LLC. Partnerships, S corporations have their own boxes on that W-9. In this particular example, we're looking at a property management company that's a partnership that's provided their name, address, and federal ID number and signed that document. In the event you have a corporation return the W-9, you do not have to issue a 1099 NEC to a corporation unless they're an attorney. If they're an attorney, you're required to send them a 1099 regardless. If they're an S corporation, same scenario. You do not have to issue a 1099 to an S corporation. If they are a limited liability company, you'll see an extra box in there because limited liabilities have the ability to be treated as a C corporation, S corporation, or partnership. If that entity is treated as a C corporation or an S corporation, you do not have to issue a 1099, but that section of the W-9 needs to be filled out and in your records. So hopefully that helps you understand why you need to issue 1099s, the information you need to gather to get ready to issue those 1099s so that you can be prepared for the filing season January 1st through January 31st. You're required to mail these to the recipients and to the Internal Revenue Service by January 31st. This year, January 31st happens to fall on a weekend, so your filing deadline is going to be February 1st, 2021. So get this information gathered up from your records today so that you're not in a panic in January to gather that information at the last minute. I hope this helps you get ready for your filing season for 1099s.